How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to Rangers Rundown. Not exactly a win that's going to inspire me, but it is 2 points, and the Rangers move into first place in the NHL, tied with the Minnesota Wild for 39 points. They sit in the number one spot in the league. Before this season started, I really don't think there were a lot of Rangers fans unironically saying that at some point in the season, the Rangers would be number one in the league. I would be hard-pressed to find that person. But here we go. Kincaid is up from the AHL. He is out of COVID protocol, so he was the backup tonight to Georgiev. The rest of the lineup, exactly the same. The Rangers have really hit their stride with these line combinations that have been pretty much the same for the past, 10 games plus. So Kreider, Zibanejad, Kakko, that top line. And you could argue that is the Rangers' third best line. Still, Kreider is still scoring goals. Zibanejad finally scored his first goal in a while tonight. But, you could make the argument that the top line isn't the top line. And you could make the argument for or against that claim. Panarin, Strome, Hunt, that second line. Hunt is still fitting in nicely. Lafreniere, Hedel, Gauthier. They had their chances tonight. Still, the Rangers not the most exciting game on the lackluster side, especially second period, third period. And then Rooney, Gaudreau, Reeves, that bottom line, always fun to watch. It's fun to watch Reeves hit people. It's fun to watch Rooney and Gaudreau get some shorthanded chances. Lindgren, Fox, Miller, Trouba, Nemeth, Lundqvist, and then Georgiev in net. Shesterkin is officially off of the IR tomorrow, which means he can play Sunday. Doesn't mean he will, but he can. So, Rangers are against Nashville on Sunday. We'll see if Shesterkin gets the call. But we hop into the game. Rangers have early pressure, which was nice to see because the Rangers usually struggle in first periods to get themselves going. 2:55, Gaudreau and Hayden fight. Rooney fell and accidentally tripped Hayden. And I guess Hayden and Gaudreau had already been jawing at each other in the beginning of this game, so they decided to just, go for it and fight about 3 minutes into the game. Almost 4 minutes into the game, Zibanejad has a chance through the crease, but it slid off his stick. It looked like he would have had a pretty good shot of getting it in the net, but it did end up falling off of his stick. Miller has a point shot that rings off the crossbar. And then at 4:31, Pesek takes a tripping penalty. And 17 seconds into that power play at 4:48, Zibanejad would score a power play goal. His first goal in 14 games. He has gone 14 games without a goal. The last time he scored was against Edmonton, way back when the Rangers lost 6-5 in that game. So Zibanejad racking up the assists for sure, helping Kreider with all of his goals. But he finally breaks through and gets his, I believe, 5th goal of the season tonight on the power play. It was a wild bounce off of a Buffalo skate, and it ends up right at Zibanejad, and he's able to pot it right into the net. So very lucky bounce for him, but he's going to take him any way he can get him. Good net front save for Georgiev shortly after that. And then at 7:08, Okposo takes a hooking penalty. So Buffalo Sabres so far this season have been a team that don't take a lot of penalties. And so far in the first period, they've taken 2. And the Rangers have a pretty good power play, so we say keep it coming. Good zone time and shot attempts on that power play, but nothing would happen. Halfway through the first period, shots 9-3 in favor of the Rangers. So Rangers coming out blazing. And you can say, they're playing Buffalo, and Buffalo's at the bottom of the league, but still, you're going to take confidence any way you can get it. And after the last game the Rangers had, which I'm sure they're not terribly upset about, you still like to build that confidence back up. 3:30 left in the period. Gauthier streaks into the zone, but couldn't finish. 18:57, Georgiev has a big save on a redirection in front. He played pretty well tonight. He struggled with rebound control through the first half of the game, 2/3 of the game, but in that third period, especially towards the end, he got into his game and he was able to control those rebounds a little bit better. Rangers controlling the period. Buffalo started to push back towards the end of that first period, but shots were 12-6 in favor of the Rangers. Moving into the second period, Rangers control play for about the first 3 minutes of that period, but then Buffalo starts to come back with looks and shots. 6 minutes in, Georgiev stops a breakaway. Who would have thought? Buffalo starts to push after that. 9 minutes in, Miller gets hit with a shot in front of the net, so he gets stung, but he is okay. Halfway through, the Buffalo Sabres are out shooting the Rangers 6-3. So Buffalo really coming to life, putting shots on net. Georgiev doing a great job keeping them out. The Rangers just are giving them the blue line. They're just making life easier for the Sabres in that second period than they did in the first. Sabres are having a much easier time setting up shop in the offensive zone in the second period, which is why they're generating so many more shots and chances. But at 9:47, Lafreniere would score a goal. Fox with a distance shot, probably looking for a rebound off the pads, which is exactly what happened. Gets to Lafreniere. He puts it in the back of the net. Rangers are up 2-0 in the middle of the second period. 11:17, Trouba takes a hooking penalty. A lot of shot attempts on that Buffalo power play. And on this power play especially, I'm thinking Georgiev's rebound control is just looking very scary. Like, he's going to make a save, the puck is going to bounce right in front of him, and it's going to get pushed right in. I felt that way for about half of that power play. I was getting a little nervous. 3 minutes left in the period. Kreider completely robbed in front with a blocker. 3-on-1 for the Rangers, also broken up. Wouldn't be their only odd man advantage that would get broken up. 19-16, Reeves takes a cross-checking penalty. It was pretty blatant. He just freaking pushed the guy right on the ground. Shots 13-12 in favor of Buffalo. So after being outscored 12-6 in the first period, they come back and outscore the Rangers 13-12. We get into the third period, and Buffalo starts with 1 minute and 16 seconds of power play time, coming off of that Reeves penalty from the end of the second period, but the Rangers kill it off. Buffalo credited with only one hit through the first 2 periods of this game. That seems wrong. Like, it seems incorrect, that stat. But I guess the Buffalo is just not a very physical team. But, like, you gotta hit more than that. Like, hitting is an important part of a hockey game, and they had credited with 1 hit through 2 periods. That's just shocking. 4 minutes in, Skinner knocks Trouba down, and then as he's skating to his bench, some of the Rangers players, some of which were not officially on the ice yet, start to push him and grab him and give him a little business because of the hit he put on Trouba, and he just freaks out. He's going up to the ref. Why isn't this a penalty? They're touching me from the bench. This should be a penalty. And, you know, he has a point. I'm not going to say I know every rule in hockey, but I'm pretty sure if you are not officially on the ice, you cannot influence the game at all. I'm pretty sure that's a penalty. So I think the Rangers got away with one there, but that's in favor for us, so I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. Reeves takes a puck in the leg. He was in front of the bench. I think he took a puck in the leg. Something happened. He got stung. He's down on the ice. He's limping back to the bench. He wouldn't go to the locker room. He would stay. But he had an injury early in the season, and he is getting older, so you worry about that because he is a staple of this team now. And he is, and he's extended through next year already, so we get another almost over a year and a half of Ryan Reeves. And he's been fun to watch, so I hope he stays healthy. 7.5 minutes in, the first line has a good shift. Halfway through the period, Buffalo outshooting the Rangers 8-3. 13:50, Rangers have another 3-on-1, and that doesn't work. And then at 14:37, Murray would score Buffalo's first goal of the game. And I was really pushing for that Georgiev shutout. That would have meant so much to him if he could have gotten that. He got the win, so I'm sure he's happy about that. He's played well in the absence of Shesterkin, but if he got that shutout, that would have just made him feel so much better. It was a pass from behind the net, and Georgiev makes the initial save on Murray, but he's able to collect his own rebound and get it underneath. Fourth line gets a look and a shot shortly after that. Then a minute 24 seconds left, they pull the goalie, and at 19:03, the puck goes in the net. Now, They look it over. The refs, I don't think they make an official call on the ice. They go over and they look at it, and it does indeed cross the goal line, so they rule it a goal. But since it was scored in the final 2 minutes of the game, Toronto has to review it for offsides. They review it, and it is indeed offsides. Dahlin was very clearly offsides. I don't know what he was thinking on the play, but it wasn't even disputable. He's very clearly offside, so the goal gets called back. They had played about 30 seconds of hockey before that goal went in, so they add the time back on. We go back to 1 minute, 26 seconds, and we get 30 seconds of free hockey tonight. So there you go. 1:08 left, they pull the goalie again. 1916, Buffalo takes a timeout, trying to rally. After the final buzzer, the game is over. Gaudreau trips Cousins very blatantly. It was not an accident. He takes his stick, takes the foot out from Cousins. Cousins falls to the ice. He slashes Gaudreau in the leg. The lines come together. Buffalo obviously very frustrated, and they're taking it out on the Rangers. So the lines come together, but peace occurs, and the teams go their separate ways. Shots 18-7 in favor of Buffalo. From the middle of the second period on, the second half of this game, Buffalo was just pushing. And the Rangers weren't really pushing back that much. They were just letting Buffalo do whatever they want. And luckily, they came out with the win. Again, the Rangers, it was Bizarro World. Usually the first period stinks, and then the second and third are good. Tonight, it was just like the San Jose game, where they score in the first period, and then second and third is just defensive hockey, and they win a 1-goal hockey game. Pretty much the same exact thing happened tonight. Rangers are 9-1-3 in 1-goal games. The Rangers love winning 1-goal games. And, it's points, it's wins. They're at the top of the league. I am not about to complain about the Rangers winning games. I'm nervous they're reverting back to their old ways, but Shesterkin's going to come back. It's one game. It's against the Sabres. We're going to forget about it in a couple weeks, and life goes on. No team is going to go undefeated in a season. Teams are going to lose games they probably should have won. They're going to win games they probably should have lost, and we've seen both from the Rangers so far this season, so life goes on. Let's just keep moving forward. Stats at the end of the game: shots 31-37 in favor of Buffalo. Face-offs, the Rangers actually won more than 50% of the face-offs. Wow, for probably the second time this season. 52.7%. Power play went 1 for 2. Hits 17-5 in favor of the Rangers, so Buffalo ends the game with 5 hits. Ooh. Blocks 16-10 also in favor of the Rangers. The trivia question of the evening: who were the last Rangers teammates with 20-plus assists in the team's first 25 games of a season? Jaromir Jagr and Nylander. Jagr had 25, Nylander had 23. That was the 06-07 season. So there you go. Rangers are now at 18-5-3 to start this season, and they sit atop the entire league. Now, that won't last, so enjoy it while it's here, but we'll see if they can do any damage in Nashville on Sunday. Maybe Shesterkin's back, maybe not. We'll have to see. Enjoy the new logo. I had one of my friends from college who does graphic design. I hired her to create a new logo for this channel, so please enjoy that. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next rundown.